Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kali ini saya mau share tentang gate 6 dan ini adalah gate yang nanti tanggal 18 September full moon dan juga lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse akan berlangsung ya. We're still in Virgo season. Dan gate 6 ini adalah the gate of peace. So it's a peaceful gate, but it is in the solar plexus. Dan seperti yang kita ketahui, solar plexus is not about peace. It is about turbulences. It's about movement. It's about moodiness. It's about emotional energy because solar plexus is a center for alchemizing that energy of dream, of hope, of love, of connection, of desire into something that we want to create through the solar plexus or to manifest through the throat center or to use our will through the ego center in order to become something that we want, yeah, through the identity. Nah, that's why the path to peace is paved with conflict, and we need diplomacy in order to reach that peace. Then, this is the main rule of Gate 6. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to whatever is happening. So, whatever judgment that we have on the situations that take place in our life or the action of the people that we are in relationship with or we are close to is not bad or wrong or even good and right. Yeah, these are just mental judgment. Gate 6 is about the feeling behind the judgment. So don't stop at misalnya kalau pasangan kita mengatakan something that we don't really like, misalnya, "Oh kamu salah naruh apa lagi," gitu ya, something that you usually do wrong, and then you feel like, "Oh my God, kenapa sih selalu diungkit-ungkit," and all of that. Actually, you're making what he says wrong. But it's not wrong or right. It is the judgment and the feeling behind that judgment that we made. So the judgment, misalnya, oh, okay, he's saying that because he thinks I'm sloppy. Okay, so how does sloppy make you feel? Does it make you feel inadequate? Does sloppy make you feel that you are not good enough? Does sloppy make you feel that you are not accepted? Yeah. So it's always the feeling behind the judgment that we make with our mental mind. That's why Gate 6 is about connecting to that emotional feeling. And Gate 6 is very much aware that friction is a path to growth. Conflict is not wrong. Conflict is actually good because it teaches us how we can navigate relationship because it gives us the power and it gives us the opportunity to learn about ourselves and other people. So friction di sini is about the awareness of growth through friction. Dan ada penelitian yang katanya pasangan-pasangan yang, pernikahannya itu, awet dan bertahan lama ya, of course in a harmonious way ya, bukan karena terpaksa harus bertahan demi anak-anak, but pada saat disurvei, what made you stay with each other long and stay in a harmonious, uh, relationship, they said most of them that they had more conflict than partners uh, who did not stay with each other as long. Jadi pasangan yang bertahan lebih lama justru pada saat dilihat jumlah conflict and argument that they had were much more than pasangan-pasangan yang berpisah gitu. Why? Because those partners, those relationships that understood the need for friction, the need for having conflict and learning the art of conflict resolution, understood that through conflict we can grow. Through conflict we can level up the relationship. Yeah, we can understand each other more by maybe understanding our own triggers. Okay, so the relationship becomes healing in a way, and they understand that it's not about the conflict, but it's the conflict resolution. It's not about the rupture. They're not afraid of causing turbulence in the relationship because they know that they can repair the relationship. The relationship is not vulnerable. The relationship is resilient and it creates a container for them. That's why they can become vulnerable in the relationship because there is a solid structure that is resilient, that whatever happens to them outside of the relationship, they can withstand together. Yeah, because they know each other, they're intimate with each other, and they can be vulnerable with each other, with each other, and vulnerable creates intimacy and connection. Okay, so uh, so through these conflicts, we understand what is our need and what is the other's need. It's not about me giving you everything that you need because I want you to be happy, because that what I perceived as love, but which is actually not love, it is attachment. We are attached to uh, a certain level of the need that things be stay the way they are. Yeah, that there should not be conflict because we're afraid of the way that we can deal with conflict. So through conflict resolutions, we are able to balance our needs with other needs. Are we overgiving? Or are we under receiving? Yeah, or are we what is missing in the relationship? And this is an art and a skill that we can train ourselves. And the way to train that is by expanding our capacity to feel all the emotions, to be able to know that the other person also um, has their own point of view and you have your own point of view. Now, how can you both support each other in finding that inner balance? Yeah. So each of you needs to be balanced in your own selves first. Okay. And then you can bring that balance into the relationship. You can bring that conflict resolution in that relationship. And this, of course, require emotional maturity. Oke, jadi ini transit kemarin, gate-nya adalah 6 dan Earth Gate atau grounding gate-nya adalah gate 36. This is actually my unconscious sun and earth. So this is right now a very significant time for me. Yeah. Now, G36 grounded gateway is the gate of crisis. So kalau tadi friction and conflict, this is about feeling that friction. So dan gate 36 juga ada di solar plexus, and it is connecting to di throat center. Kalau gate 6 tadi terhubung dengan sacral, and sacral is about the energy of procreation, of productivity, of vitality, yeah, which is using your emotional energy to create the things that you are passionate about. Now, K36 is about using that emotional energy to manifest the things that you want and need and the experiences that you want to go through, which is K35. Yeah. However, if we don't train ourselves in the art of diplomacy and conflict resolution, what will happen is crisis atau chaos, because emotions are like roller coaster. They go up and down, and they are moody, and they are, they can be high vibe and low vibe the next minute. Yeah. So the most important thing is to just surrender to that feeling, ya. Surrender, mungkin saya udah bahas di transit sebelumnya, which is accepting whatever that you feel, whether you feel disappointed, whether you feel sad, whether you feel angry, just feel them, and you don't need to act upon them. Just feel them and understand that there is a lesson in that. There is a process of alchemy when you pay attention to your feelings and process them through your solar plexus and your sacral center. Because if you don't process them, what will happen is pada saat energi ini masuk ke throat center, you might say things that you don't want to say, or you might regret saying them. So this is actually a transformative energy, because through emotional clarity, you can have possibilities of transformation through relationships. So in order to implement or apply the wisdom of this gate, we need to have an open heart, not just an open mind, but also to be able to open our heart to not just our hurt and wounding and our own feelings of rejection, fear of rejection and powerlessness and all of that, but to understand that other people also have the same triggers. They also have the same fears. They also don't want to feel as if they are being projected on by our own patterns. Yeah. And we need to understand that whatever defenses we put in is due to our inability to feel deeply into those feelings that we are afraid will overwhelm us. So our emotional maturity here is to be able to be vulnerable and drop our protective defenses. And these defenses, they form a wall around our heart to the end. Our heart becomes stiff and stagnant. Yeah. And the energy doesn't come in and out of it. And so it's hard to create connection. So as long as our hearts remain defended and closed, we cannot heal, because we heal in relationship. We heal through feeling. Yeah. So this is the victim, a victim of our emotions, tadi, the ups and downs, the roller coaster. Yeah. And the dilemma of protection through tadi coping mechanism, defense mechanisms that we put. Either we project our feelings on other people, we blame and not take accountability actually for what we feel. Now, repressive nature is over attentive. Over attentive, yeah, people pleasing. You want, or even controlling, that you don't want other people to say things that will trigger you. Or you are too sensitive to what other people are telling you, or that you need to have certain things or certain situation in a certain way, otherwise the relationship will not work out. Yeah. So, and I'm not talking about principle things, I'm talking about things where you can actually give the other the freedom to be themselves in that relationship and not control them by your expectations. Now, reactive nature is tactless tadi ya, karena terhubung dengan root centers, so it can manifest in hurtful words, conversations that are more wounding than healing. Okay. So the shadow of conflict, and this is the battle of sexes, because gate 6 and 36 itu tadi the partner, the husband and wife bickering and arguing and having these conflicts, and each of them are guarded and defensive, and they want to impose whatever they believe on the other, and this is controlling. This is not peacemaking. Yeah. And diplomacy is the way out, which is to drop those defenses. Understand that these are just emotions. These are just states, yeah, of being. You can drop them. They are not you. You are not your fear of rejection. You are not your moodiness. You are not your defenses. Yeah. You are deeper than that. I mean, your partner is also the same. There is an essence in them, and that you connected to when you chose them as your partner. And so you can use this relationship to connect to that essence, to connect to the higher version or the best version of both of you. That's how relationships can be healing, because it teaches us to grow in those relationships, to reach our emotional maturity, to be aware of all the patterns and emotional states that are operating in our subconscious. Now, the city or the highest frequency is peace, which is being empty, an empty vessel. So, whatever anybody says, you are not a victim of that. Whatever other people do, whatever situation uh, occurs, you are grounded in yourself and you understand that everything is happening for your own growth, either emotional growth, mental growth, or spiritual growth. Yeah. And terakhir, ya, this is how you alchemize that feeling. Karena gate 6 ini is the cordon ring of alchemy, which is moving from conflict and emotional turbulences to connecting through humanity, to understand that this is the human experience and we came here to feel all those emotional waves, and it's okay because we can learn how to navigate them through our tactfulness, through our diplomacy, through our compassion. Yeah. And therefore, we can create peaceful relationships. And peaceful relationship doesn't have to be only with our partners. This could be with our children, with our co-worker, with our environment, and with the world in general. Okay. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.